Last time we have dealt with the properties of nuclear reactions, and today we will be dealing with the different types of nuclear reactions. Basically, all the nuclear reactions are divided in 5 categories, and the very first out of these is termed as projectile capture reaction. So here we will be dealing with the very first kind of nuclear reaction, that is termed as projectile capture reaction. Basically, these are defined as those reactions where the bombarding particle is absorbed by the parent nuclei and that results in the emission of a daughter nuclei with or without the emission of gamma radiation. Such as, if I talk about the nuclear reaction between the isotope of uranium, that here I am using the isotope with a mass number 238. Then when it is bombarded with the particles termed as neutron, as the result, the another isotope of uranium is formed with a mass number of 239. The atomic number will remain same, that is 92. And here this reaction occurs with the emission of gamma radiation. So here we can see that this neutron that we were using in starting is absorbed by this parent nuclei uranium, and due to this kind of absorption we are getting the another isotope of uranium as the daughter nuclei, and this whole conversion is going on with the emission of gamma radiation. So here this can be taken as an example of projectile capture reaction. So that is the second type of nuclear reaction, that is termed as particle-particle reaction. So these are, as the name indicates, that these are the particle-particle reaction. Then here we will be using an elementary particle at the reactant side, and that will result in the formation of the product nuclei. And in addition to the product nuclei, an elementary particle, that may be a neutron or a proton, is also emitted. Then this reaction will be defined as particle-particle reaction. Such as, if I talk about the nuclear reaction between the isotope of sodium, that here I am using 1123, when it reacts with an elementary particle, and here I am using proton as the elementary particle, then by the nuclear reaction an unstable isotope of magnesium, that is 1223, is formed, and that results in the formation of one more elementary particle, that is neutron here. So here we can see that an elementary particle we are using at the reactant side, as well as it is going to be formed at the product side also. Then these reactions are defined as particle-particle reaction. If we take one more example of these kind of reaction, then if I start with the isotope of nitrogen, that is N714, when it is bombarded with the elementary particle neutron, it results in the formation of radioactive isotope of carbon C614 with the formation of proton. So here we can find an elementary particle with the main parent nuclei at the side of reactant, and as well as we are getting this elementary particle at the product side also with this daughter nuclei. So here these kind of reactions are termed as particle-particle reaction, and the definition will be: so these are about the second kind of reaction. Now we will be dealing with the very most important reaction, that is third type of reaction, and termed as spallation reaction. Before this, I want to introduce that these particle-particle reactions are very common out of these nuclear reactions, and the majority of nuclear reaction come under this second category, that is termed as particle-particle reaction. Now we will move to the third kind of reaction, that is spallation reaction. Now, if a high-speed projectiles with energy approximately 40 mega electron volt results in the formation of a smaller nuclei, it makes the heavier nuclei converted into a smaller nuclei with the formation of very small fragments of elementary particles. Then it will be termed as spallation reaction. Now this definition will be more clear to you if I take one example, but before this the definition will be like this. Now if we go for the example of these kind of reaction, then if we start with the heavier nuclei of copper, that is with the atomic number 29, and it is unstable isotope of copper, so here the mass number is 63. When it is bombarded with the high energetic helium particles, that is the nuclei of helium with the atomic number 2 and the mass number 4. Here the energy of these alpha particles or helium particles is in the range of 40 mega electron volt. Then by this kind of bombardment of helium on the stable on the heavier copper nuclei, it results in the formation of a smaller nuclei, and the smaller nuclei is the chlorine here with the mass number 37, and the rest of the atomic mass is converted into very small fragments of elementary particle, and here approximately 14 protons with the formation of 16 neutrons are. So here we can find that the heavier nuclei is going to be converted into smaller nuclei by the bombardment of this kind of high energetic particle, and as the compulsion, here we are getting lots of elementary particles with a chip fragments. So here this can be taken as the example of spallation reaction. One more example if I introduce here. So if I talk about the uranium, that is 92-238, when it is bombarded again with the helium nuclei He24, then it results in the formation of tungsten nuclei with the atomic number 74 and the mass number 187. So here you can find that this tungsten is quite smaller as compared to this main parent nuclei, that is uranium, due to the formation of 20 protons and 35 neutrons with it. So to form these protons and neutrons, the mass of uranium is going to be used, and this is since the sum of the mass of the uranium is going to be converted in form of proton and neutron, the main daughter nuclei is comparatively quite smaller and is quite less in mass as compared to this main parent nuclei. So that is about the fourth kind of reaction. Now we will be dealing with the very most important category and very commonly used category of these nuclear reaction, that are the last two reaction, fusion reaction and nuclear fission reaction. So the very first we will be dealing with nuclear fission reactions. Now this fission term is similar from the term what we use in the biology. There the fission term is used when a living cell breaks into two cells with approximately roughly same size. So the same thing will be going to happen here. If a heavier nuclei breaks into approximately equal size of nuclei that are smaller as compared to this initial parent nuclei, and if this kind of conversion occurs due to the bombardment of a neutron or an alpha particle on this heavier nuclei, then this kind of reaction in which a heavy nucleus is broken down into two or more medium heavy fragments is termed as fission reaction. For example, if I talk about the bombardment of neutron on the stable isotope of uranium, that here I am using uranium 92-235. Sorry, this one is not stable since the atomic number is 92, and we have learned in starting that all the atoms with the atomic number greater than 82 are unstable. This one is unstable and radioactive in nature. So by the reaction, it is converted into two smaller nuclei. The one is barium with the atomic number 56, and the next one is krypton here with the atomic number 36, and the mass number of these two is 141 and 92 respectively. So here this reaction occurs, but one more particle is formed here, one more kind of particle, and that is 3 neutron. So this is highly exothermic reaction, and the amount of energy that is released in one fission reaction of uranium is approximately 200 mega electron. So this is about the nuclear fission reaction, and after reading with these kinds of nuclear reaction, we will be dealing with this nuclear fission reaction and fusion reactions in detail. Since this nuclear fission reaction results in the release of large amount of energy, that is why these nuclear fission reactions are used in the nuclear power plants, and in the formation of atomic bomb, these nuclear fission reactions are used. And there are various kinds of nuclear reactions. Even if I start with this uranium with the bombardment of neutron, it's not compulsion that only barium and krypton will be formed. Lots of different products are formed, and as I said that with these applications and with these different kinds of nuclear we will be dealing later on when we have finished this classification. So that is about the fourth category of this nuclear reaction. And now we will be dealing with the next kind of nuclear reaction, that is the final and the last category of this classification. These are defined as nuclear fusion reaction. Now opposite to the nuclear fission reaction, if two or more smaller nuclei combine to give a nuclei with a higher atomic mass, or which is quite bigger as compared to the initial one, then these reactions are defined as nuclear fusion reaction. Like if I talk about the reaction between the isotope of hydrogen, that is deuterium, and it is going to react with another isotope of hydrogen, that is tritium, then as these two are made to react, as the product we get the nuclei of helium He24 with the formation of 1 neutron, and approximately 17.6 mega electron volt energy is released. Same as if I talk about the reaction of proton H11 with another isotope of hydrogen, that is tritium, then as the reaction occurs, the formation of the nuclei of helium results, and approximately 20 mega electron volt energy is released. So here we can see that two smaller nuclei, the number may be more than 2, so they combine to give a nuclei with a higher atomic mass, and this kind of reaction where two or more smaller nuclei fuses to give a nuclei with a higher atomic mass, then this reaction is termed as nuclear fusion reaction. And same as the nuclear fission reaction, these nuclear fusion reactions are quite important, as we use these nuclear fusion reaction in the formation of hydrogen bomb, and the energy of all the stars, that includes sun also, then this is due to the occurring of nuclear fusion reaction at their surface. So as I said initially, we will be dealing with the detailed reaction with the detailed properties of nuclear fusion reactions later on. And before this, if I am to define these nuclear fusion reaction, then if light nuclei fuse together, so this is about the definition of nuclear fusion reaction, and in the next lecture we will be dealing with the rest properties of these nuclear fusion and nuclear fission reaction.